Hello, I'm Adriana. I'm a SoulPath Mastery Teacher and Guide. This reading is for the Divine Masculine. Specifically, we're looking at how the Divine Masculine is healing, how it's doing. So if you identify as more masculine, this reading will be for you. Or if you don't, but you want to understand what's going on either inside you or inside someone close to you who is that masculine energy, this reading will help give you some clarity. Okay, let's go ahead and get this spread out. Interesting, 2 cards coming out there. Whoops, we lost one on the floor. I'll pick it up in a second because that one wants to be separate for a reason. Wow, these cards are really talkative right now. They are simply just, they're jumping. I did a Divine Feminine reading and they were certainly not as active in that one. All right, hang on while I pick up this card. 10 of Wands is who fell on the floor. Okay, so I think there's definitely an element of overwork going on, but let's see what else is happening. 9 of Pentacles, High Priestess. I'm laughing because in the Divine Feminine reading, there were a lot more masculine energy cards. Now in yours, you're actually having a few more feminine energy cards. Okay. What is happening here? Okay, so Divine Masculine, we've got 9 of Pentacles. This is a wonderful card for where you are. This is the feeling of being very confident in your world materially, spiritually, that there is growth and abundance really coming in many tangible ways. There is the element of solitude with this 9 of Pentacles card. So although you are connected to, I want to say, a lot of different elements of abundance in your life, the 9 of Pentacles is saying that you're really happy kind of being by yourself or being in that space with yourself. It's definitely an independent energy. You're crossed with the High Priestess. And this is super interesting to me because the High Priestess is quintessential Divine Feminine energy. And I want to back up and just give a quick little context. To me, Divine Feminine energy is about flow. It's about the heart, emotions, connections, allowing rather than pushing, and standing up for your intuition, that kind of thing. Divine Masculine is more logic, linear time, boundaries, protection, protecting others. And to have both of those balanced within the self, you have to have both aspects listening to each other, essentially, and responding to each other. So High Priestess says that you're grappling a little bit with a Divine Feminine energy in your life and perhaps the Divine Feminine in yourself. You're having a hard time with the unknown, with the darker, more subtle energies of knowing that come up that are beyond the material world. High Priestess is all about the subconscious, whereas 9 of Pentacles is very much about the superficial world. So I think there's challenges trying to stay connected to that High Priestess, to that Divine Feminine. And there's also, I think sometimes there's a fear of the dark. There's a fear of going into those darker places where and I'm saying this because of another card that's out, but where those kind of dark mother energies lie. So the dark mother is an archetype that we all have to struggle with, which is the mother that wants to hurt or in extreme cases destroy her child. It's the story of Medea in Greek mythology, who becomes so distraught with her husband cheating on her that she murders her children that she had with him. But there's an element in all of us, we tend to absorb toxic mothers from our usual mothers, but we absorb them into ourselves. And to go down there and really undo that conditioning does take going into our own darkness, into our own vulnerability. And I feel like you're struggling a little bit with that. Okay, so consciously, Princess of Pentacles, again, you're seeing lots of wonderful things coming in. You're seeing lots of connection and abundance. I really like, on one hand, I love the 9 and the Princess together. But on the other hand, consciously, it's almost like your divine, your inner feminine is on the level of the inner child. And it hasn't quite gotten to the point where it's healed in relationship to the adult, more partner of a feminine. So it's hard for you to perceive those outside of you as mature feminine women. It's easier to perceive them as children. Okay, that's one way that this can manifest, because within you, you perceive a child. Okay, and I know this is a little bit confusing, but on the subconscious level, the judgment is asking you to rise above this and leave it behind. It is asking you first to go down so that you can come up. We have a cosmic egg, so it's like you're giving birth to this more expansive view of yourself and to this view that forgives the past. So I feel like, again, we've got a lot of mother energies coming out here. This is about ultimately forgiving that toxic mother. Now, in the past, we have 4 of Cups. So I do believe you've been doing some self-reflecting. And self-reflecting on, this is strange the way it's coming out. It's been self-reflecting in a way that has brought you more separation from others than connection. So you're looking for more ways to separate than you are to connect. And I think that's why you're struggling with this divine feminine energy, because feminine wants to connect. Feminine wants to see everything together. We have 5 of Wands in the future, which is kind of a harbinger of a conflict, but it's also change. And in this, it's asking you to hold your center, the center that you found in the 4 of Cups. But I want more of this story, because what happens with this 5 of Wands? Because I'm thinking this is a conflict with that divine feminine, either within you or outside of you. Ten of Swords and Ace of Wands. Okay, so the change brings about a rebirth. It brings about your rebirth. Wow, we've got multiple. It's so interesting because, mothers are all about birth, right? We wouldn't be here if we weren't born from our mothers. But you've got these rebirth cards. The Judgment in another deck that I have is called the Rebirth card. And Ace of Wands coming out of the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is this ending of the disappointments of the ego, or the things that didn't quite work out, that you believed were one way and they turned out to be another way. But the Ace of Wands brings this exciting new beginning with, this is full masculine power. So whatever the divine feminine is kind of bringing you consternation with or challenging you with is actually leading to your own rebirth, your own recharging, your own connection with your stronger energy. And remember, we started off with 10 of Wands that fell out of the deck at, I can't remember what point, but that fell out. And this is saying you're overworked. You've tried to go a certain way for a long time, and you're exhausted because it's not bringing you the inner results that you're looking for. And 10 of Wands is also the card of workaholic, so this may be asking you to take a little off the gas at work. But, in the bigger spiritual context, this is saying that You are headed, you are weary of where you've been. Okay, the divine feminine helps you bring about that ending. And then Ace of Wands, you bring not only rebirth to yourself, but a new vitalized energy, inspiration, creativity to the life around you. Eight of Swords is your advice here, and Eight of Swords is about being locked in your own mental prison. And so I think the higher self is trying to really get you to realize that you are not only isolating yourself in a prison of your mind, but that there are certain beliefs that just aren't serving you anymore. And the reason for those beliefs are hidden in that self-protection from the toxic mother. So the toxic mother has done damage, right? And let's just start from square one. So the toxic mother initially was outside of you, and it's elements of your birth mother that were negative, that were harmful to you, and you internalized those, and that became an energy within you that continues to interact with you in the same kind of way. And the problem that a lot of divine masculines run into is that they take that toxic mother and they project it onto the women in their life. They project it onto the feminine energies in their life. So, practically speaking, I see this a lot with astrological charts. If there are tense aspects between the feminine planets, the moon or Venus, then I know that there's likely some kind of tension between the person and his spouse or his feminine energy partner. Okay, so this is telling you that you've come up with a belief system that's trying to protect you from that toxic mother, but the thing is that it hasn't eliminated the toxic mother from your system. And I feel like that's what your higher self is really asking you to do. And what you ultimately want, we've got the moon. You're tired of this confusion. You're tired of this mental back and forth and emotional fear that keeps coming up when you're challenged to go to those beliefs. Two of Swords is in the energy around you. And so I feel like this is someone who's learning their own inner power. This is someone who's learning to assert themselves through words, but they're also doing a lot of soul searching. It's interesting because one of the swords has the feminine moon symbols on it. So again, this is someone who is working very much with their own inner feminine and really going on a soul searching quest to find who they really are. Okay, now, the highest potential of this reading, we have the Six of Swords, which is really wonderful energy. This is, again, a rebirth energy. It's a healing energy. And it's also the idea, Divine Masculine, that you are being carried, guided, and in a sense, swaddled in this. This isn't a warrior type thing that's happening right now where you are going for truth and justice and piercing through the wrong and having to really put yourself out. You're actually taking more of an inner feminine journey where you are being guided rather than you are the active one. Generally, feminine energy is receptive, masculine energy is active. But in this reading, you're asked to be more receptive than you are asked to be active. And that is part of what is being healed here. You're having to go kind of towards the feminine side to heal that so that your masculine can come up much stronger than before. So all in all, I see this as a very positive reading, and I hope that it gives you an idea of the context that the soul energies are really trying to work with you in. And you may feel that you're being guided towards upheaval or change, but this is the change that your soul wants so that you can heal and you can truly become that strong protector, provider, supporter that is the highest evolved masculine energy. All right, thank you so much for joining me for this reading. If you are looking for more specific guidance on your path, I do have a couple different offerings for you, no matter what stage of the journey you're on. So please do check out soulguidancewithAdriana.com. There is a link in the description below, and I'll see you soon.